Hey guys, can you guess what this is? It's not a food that you would just open and eat. It is hopped malt extract. That's right, we're gonna be making a beer kit today, and not just any beer. We're gonna be exploring our Irish heritage with the Cooper's Irish Stout. Here's what you're gonna be needing. You're gonna be needing first your fermenter, and this one is actually a bottling bucket, but what I found is the whole siphoning from a fermenter into a bottling bucket and all that secondary fermentation, you don't really need to do it, okay? This is homebrew. It's not something at some five-star restaurant you paid 30 bucks for. So that's your fermenter. You're gonna need a lid for the fermenter. You're gonna be needing an airlock. Now the beer we're making is an Irish Stout. Irish are pretty tough, right? So I assume they would have tore this lid off and gone and beat up their neighbor before I even got it off. There's our lid off, and it doesn't actually have a rubber grommet or anything in there. Well, it has a rubber grommet here, but it doesn't have a rubber ring here. But I'm gonna take my sanitizer here at my spigot. I'm gonna rinse that ring out real good just to be sure. I seen a little piece of hair, probably from my beard that had gotten stuck in there, but that's okay, it's my beer. Let's rinse that real good. We're gonna set this somewhere clean, my countertop. And we're gonna pull out our airlock now. So this is just a 3-part system, cheapo airlock. Put that in there, fill it up to water with the line, and put the cap on. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it with sanitizer just to keep it clean. I suppose now we could sit here and let this drain all day long, but we ain't got all day, right? I don't really know much about Ireland, although some people have said that I look Irish. But then again, it seems like everybody from Boston says that they're Irish. You go to Boston, people are like, let me tell you about my Irish heritage. It was actually a meme I seen. I thought it was pretty funny. But there's that. You're not going to get it. A little speck of something in there. It's a little speck of who knows what. Go ahead and put that in there. That's sanitized, that's done. Now there's all different types of sanitizers that you can use. Like I said, this one was this Mr. Beer no rinse cleanser, no frills, just, you know, 1 packet per 2 gallons of water or half a packet for 1 gallon of water. The time has come to open the hopped malt extract. I'm going to be using my military style can opener. I keep this on my bug out bag. I have one on my keychain. And the thing is, these are just actually just all around cool, useful tools. It's only a couple bucks to get them. You might as well just, you know, throw one in your car, throw it on your keychain. So let's readjust the camera and show you what I'm going to be doing. Since this is an Irish beer, have any of you guys heard of the Cranberries? I know you've probably heard of their song, you know, Zombie or God Be With You Ireland from the Devil's Own. They have a very distinctive accent. I forget the name of the singer, but she had like a very raw Irish accent. And you get talking to the Irish people and stuff, right? Ireland. And there's definitely a big divide between the British North Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. I think it's the Protestants were in the north and the Catholics were in the south. And you look up the history of Ireland, and the United Kingdom has had a history of just screwing that country up, turning their own people against them, causing little civil wars and things here and there. But you don't really hear too much about Ireland today, and it's kind of sad, you know? But one thing I don't like is like people who get into the whole, let me tell you about my Irish heritage. And then most of the time they're not actually Irish. I get told that I'm Irish all the time. I don't think I am. I mean, I sent off a DNA test, so we'll find out. So guys, just keep working on that lid. It can take some time. But keep in mind, we're not in a hurry, you know? So many times people say, I hear this saying from people. I say, I don't got the time. I don't got the time. Well, guys, I understand you have jobs, you have other obligations, but time is the only thing you have in the end. Let me turn the camera up so we can see my face. This is a very personal moment here. Time is the only thing you have in the end. So to say, I don't have the time, it's a bit preposterous. It just sounds uneducated, because what's going to happen is you don't have time to make beer. You also don't have time to spend with your kids. You don't have time to go to that basketball game. You don't have time to self-reflect. And what do? You get to be 70 years old and you say, what have I done with my life? So I encourage you guys, you know, if any of you wants to get out there and try something new, if you're 70 years old and you want to get into riding motorcycles, go take the class, go do it. When I got into motorcycles, I was 26 years old, never got on one in my life, and the household I grew up in was very anti-motorcycle. That's dangerous. You don't need that. So if you're wanting to make beer or whatever you want to do, get out and do it, guys. You know, that's what this channel is all about, is making life a little better. Here now, that's your hopped malt extract for the stout. It's going to be real black. We're going to be pouring that now into the fermenter. I got ahead of myself. I forgot I need to add a little bit of water. Dump out the sanitizer that was in the pan. We'll set our hopped malt extract, liquid hopped malt extract, to the side. We're going to add some water to our fermenter. Go ahead and let that fill up for a moment. And our tea kettle has shut off, and I'll show you why we needed the tea kettle here in just a second. All right, I got a little bit of water in my fermenter. I'm now going to pour in this hopped malt extract. Make sure the valve is closed. You're going to see in a minute why we need to use the hot water. See how thick this stuff is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You want to get everything you can out of this can, because this is the fermentables. This is the liquid that's boiled down after they malted the barley and whatever grains are in there. And this is what's going to be turned into alcohol. Now, this is your primary flavor, but you do need to add something else to boost this, because you wouldn't be able to afford the kit if you had to put in 100% malt extracts. So in the next take, I'm going to show you the brew enhancer. This is your brew enhancer. What's going to happen if you add just a whole bunch of white table sugar? It's going to cause it to have a very vinegary taste. And this stuff here, it's just a bag of maltodextrin and dextrin, I think. Let's see here. And there's some information on Cooper's if you want to read that for a moment. And at the bottom here, that's the website you can go to get all the ingredients that I ordered. Or you can go to mrbeer.com. Let's see. Yeah, it says right on it here. Intended to be used instead of white sugar. Bottling, we'll get to that. That's a part 2 video. And my ingredients here. Ingredients, yeah, malted barley, which is in a dried, it's a dry form of the liquid we put in. This is not hopped. This is not going to increase your hops flavor. Dextrose and maltodextrin. Maltodextrin is not necessarily good for you, but it's used as a non-caking agent in most everything. So you're supposed to sanitize everything. I didn't have a sanitized knife to open this. You can taste it if you want. Just tastes very sweet and kind of malty. Actually, kind of good. You got a little here of water. I'm gonna pour it into the can so we can get every last little good bit out of there. Now, don't burn yourselves now, because this is a metal can that's gonna be extremely hot. I may have to do it more than once. But just repeat the same steps as before. This brings back some childhood memories, as strange as that sounds. Because I grew up in a household that was very anti-drinking, like alcohol was evil. And we know that alcohol in moderation is not necessarily a bad thing. It's the abuse of your privilege that ends in disaster. But yeah, the only thing being a real restrictive, hardcore person on alcohol, she would say to me, I hate alcohol and blah, blah. And the only thing it does with kids is it makes them more curious. Now, I'm in no way saying introduce your kids to beer. I'm just saying that's my experience. And that was one of many parenting failures. But in the end, it caused me to research on the internet how to make beer. I don't have my big mixer spoons. What I'm going to do is just start mixing it a little bit like this. Really get that liquid in suspension with the water. We're going to be adding 4 more gallons of water anyway, so it's not critical at this point. Now, if you had a big spoon, now would be the time that you would start mixing, but I don't have a big spoon, so I'm just gonna have to do it the poor man's way. Slosh it all around. You want to get it all mixed up. Get all that sugar in suspension for the yeast. And you know, this is a time too where it'll aerate the beer, get air in suspension. Help out fermentation just a little bit. As a side note, guys, here at the compound, I've been kind of debating on what I want to do because I have a small orchard of 9 trees, and these trees are in full production. The season is actually over, and I picked all my apples. But I have one established grapevine, and I was thinking there is a wine company, Manischewitz, which is a kosher Jewish wine. If you're looking for it, just go in and ask it. It'll have a Star of David in a little circle right on the side of the bottle. I'm thinking I want to start a vineyard, guys. And to do these things, I'm going to need a little bit of help from you. So if you could, go to my About page, and in the right top corner, you're going to find a donate button. Go ahead and click that. If you can't donate something, that's good too. Just be sure to like and subscribe. It's very important too to dance with the beer. The beer actually loves to dance. Let's talk yeast. That's what comes with the kit there. That is a Cooper's, just basic brewing yeast, add to brew per instructions. And you can order individual yeast packets. You can use any beer yeast you want. Do not use bread yeast. Well, I shouldn't say do not, but yeast is not yeast, okay? And I say that, what I mean is there is many different types of strains of yeast. All right, guys, this is where we're all mixed up now. We're very well aerated. We're going to be adding water to get this up to the 5-gallon mark. Now we're filled up, it's time to add our yeast. Let's just sprinkle the yeast in, just sprinkle it all around. Now it doesn't matter if you sprinkle it on top of the foam, because here's what I'm going to show you in a minute. I'm just going to take this here, our little remainder of water, and mix it all up, push that yeast down into suspension. Now that you've made it this far into the video, we're at our final step to seal off the fermenter so we can get fermentation started. We're going to take our lid and we're going to put it on the fermenter. It's going to be a very tight, hard seal. Make sure you seal it. You do not want any foreign material or bacteria or even different strains of yeast making their way into the beer. It'll make your beer sour, or it may ruin the batch entirely. If there's a contamination, the beer may turn to vinegar. It is very important you do not let anything get in this beer. All right, guys, you're just going to take your airlock here, and you're going to insert it into your rubber grommet. Be careful, I have, just like that, lost them all the way down in the brew. So we're not going to retrieve it. We're just going to go grab another grommet. There you have it, guys. Homebrew beer from a kit. We had a little mess up there with the grommet, but life happens, right? Nothing's perfect. It's my beer. Now I have a story to talk about when I drink it. If you like this video, or you like other videos like it from here at the compound, be sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.